WavyOcho. I'm gonna react to AEW All In was amazing. AEW All In 2023 was amazing.
All in 2023 is officially over, and even though I've seen it, I still can't believe it. 80,000 people packed Wembley Stadium for a wrestling show, and it wasn't for a WrestleMania, it wasn't for a SummerSlam, it wasn't for any WWE show. It was one of the most surreal things I've ever seen. A wrestling company that is just 4 years old went to Wembley Stadium and did this, and they pulled it off in a way that I don't think anyone could have ever expected. All in 2023 was amazing. This was a show that really felt like AEW's WrestleMania. This was a special show in every sense of the word. Yo, we had 80,000
people going crazy who just got louder and louder as the show went on. We had insane amounts of pyro, we had licensed music, special entrances, the overall production value was awesome, and this show just felt like the biggest thing. It just had this aura. It really felt like a WrestleMania. And best of all, it ended with one of the most fun and most unique main events I've ever seen in my life watching wrestling. Adam Cole versus MJF for the title. Now, I couldn't believe how invested I was when I was watching this match. When you think of a big show, no, not that one, a big stadium show, and you think of the ideal main event, you picture two wrestlers who hate each other, a big dream match, good versus evil, etc, etc. The traditional big money matches we're used to. This was the total opposite of those type of matches. But the build-up and the match that we got ended up being pure genius. We had two wrestlers who we know are slimy, disgusting pieces of shit who will do anything to win, but now apparently they're best friends and they're gonna wrestle for the—
MJF is apparently think your babyface. Maybe, like, do you see him? I think I could see him, like, turning on Adam Cole, though. I ain't gonna lie, in the future.
The title that
on paper sounds like such an insane feud to headline your first ever stadium show, but yo, these two men for the past 2 months have been making magic. It was no different here in Wembley Stadium. They had the stadium rocking, they had the stadium tweaking. Even after 4 hours of action, you would think the crowd would be dead and exhausted, like, yo, let's go home, let's get out of here. Nah, when these two were in the ring doing their shenanigans, having their Tom and Jerry ass match, the crowd ate it up like there was no tomorrow. The idea of who's gonna turn on who's gonna become the heel, who's going to be the face, who's willing to go the extra mile and do whatever they can to win. It was such a silly and goofy match, but it worked. This was literally SpongeBob versus Patrick at the Fry Cook Games come to life. It was just such a spectacle to see because you had this non-traditional storyline, this kind of weird, funky storyline for a big stadium show main event, yet when the match was starting and the entrances were happening, it still felt like such a big fight. And once the match started, it was so back and forth, and the whole time we're watching, we're playing this waiting game, like, alright, I wonder what's gonna happen, you know, who's gonna be the one who snaps, who turns on who, and we had ref bumps, we had them trying to finesse each other, get each other disqualified. We had so many hilarious moments which were mixed between some of the most intense moments. It was like—
some of the most intense moments, some of the most dead-ass moments, and some of the most, like, you know, like, comedic moments.
the moment we were laughing
having fun, and then 2 seconds later it's like the most intense kick out of the night. But at no point did it not feel special, did it not feel like a big match, did it not feel like a big fight. The comedy just kind of added to it. It didn't feel like cheap comedy, it just was fun. It was a match that had everything, from a draw to the match got restarted, to an interference, to moments where you think Adam Cole has officially turned on him, to nah, you know what, he can't do it. And at the end of the day, we got the happy ending, where despite everything they had just been through in the match, they still remained friends. MJF retained the title, and he went up to Adam Cole, who was pissed, who was angry, who was so close to being champion, but you know, he took the high ground, and turns out they actually are friends, and it was a really good ending. It was a really fun ending. Everyone was jumping for joy. Once they hugged and the confetti came, it was like a party in the stadium. The best way I can describe this match was like, it was just a ride. These two definitely took us on a ride of a lifetime, and it was awesome. Truly a unique, fun, and fresh main event. Something I can definitely say we have never ever seen before, especially on this scale. And you guys know how rare that is in wrestling, to get something fresh and exciting all these years later. MJF and Adam Cole, they went into that ring and they cooked up a classic, and the ending just made it so much sweeter. The fact that they didn't break up or turn on each other, the fact that it did end like the SpongeBob and Patrick episode, with, you know, the confetti falling down and hugging, it ended the show on such a positive, happy vibe, with everyone in the stadium just having a smile on their face, and everyone watching at home just being happy with what they saw. This is something that you have to go out and watch. It was that good. Deadass one of the most fun and unique main events we've ever gotten in any company that I've ever seen in my life. I'm giving my stamp of approval. You have to watch this. And I won't lie, I was actually skeptical going into this. Last month, I was like, wow, they're really gonna have Cole versus MJF main event Wembley Stadium. Like, this is their biggest show ever, and this is what they're gonna main event with. But now, a month later, seeing the storyline progress and having the match, this was so perfect that I'm happy. Like, I can't think of any other match that I would have rather main evented this show. 5 stars, no doubt, a match that I'm so happy I got to watch live. And I'm just happy I got to watch this show live. You guys know me, I'm not the biggest AEW fan, you guys all know that. I have less than 5 AEW videos on my channel. Honestly, I'm just a super casual fan when it comes to this company, but watching the show live just put the biggest smile on my face for the entire show.
I ain't gonna lie, some people's not a fan of AEW, you feel me? You know, like, I watch AEW here and there, you feel me? I watch it here and there. But I can't deny it has some talent there. It has talents, younger talents, older talents, all that, mixed in with all that, you feel me?
From the main event to the production of the show, this show just felt special, and it was special. If somebody told me 4 years ago that AEW would eventually hold a show like this, I would have never believed them. People don't remember, or apparently now are too young to remember, how depressing the wrestling world was just a few years ago.
The Young Bucks, the Young Bucks ain't really young anymore. They really ain't that young no more. They in their 30s, bro. They're not that young no more. How y'all feel the Young Bucks calling themselves still going by? How y'all feel going? How do y'all feel like the Young Bucks like going by as the Young Bucks? Cause I don't know. They're not even really young anymore. They in their 30s, bro. They have to be in their late 30s, mid to late 30s. Feel me? So yeah.
And now we have the #2 wrestling company in the world pulling stuff off like this. It just shows as a whole how well wrestling is doing and how wrestling is really back. And this show taking place, selling that many tickets and having a show of this quality, it's just gonna push the whole wrestling world forward. I must say, this show was top to bottom the best AEW pay-per-view I've ever seen. It had everything you'd want from an AEW pay-per-view, including a backstage fight. Stadium Stampede, as we expected, was the Wild Wild West, and it was super solid. Young Bucks versus FTR, well, I wouldn't say it was a classic. It was definitely a great match that had an awesome-ass ending. And CM Punk versus Samoa Joe was a great idea for the opener. CM Punk really came out after beefing Jack Perry backstage, choking him out, then goes outside.
Yeah, if those y'all didn't know, but for those y'all didn't know, like, or do not keep up that don't keep up with AEW, CM Punk and Jack Perry, Jungle Boy, had an altercation backstage. You feel me? So yeah, bro, like it's mad drama with the AEW wrestlers, man. Ever since CM Punk came back, it seems like it's been nothing but more drama with him, bro. You know, it seems like it's more drama with CM Punk.
Puts on a banger with
Samoa Joe, does John Cena's moves of doom and Hulk Hogan's leg drop, makes the crowd despise him even more, and then retains the title and walks out still champion. If that's not a fire way to start your pay-per-view, then I don't know what is. Sting wrestling in front of a crowd like this again just warmed my heart so much, and shout out Tony Khan for paying the big bucks. This madman actually got the Metallica song for Sting, and Sting for one more night could pretend like it was 1999 again. I don't know how Sting still does this shit, to be honest. I don't know how he moves, I don't know how his back's not broken, I don't know how he's not dead, but
He wildin'. Sting, the stuff I see Sting do in AEW, like he at his age, like currently, he's wildin', bro. He is wildin', bro. He's gonna break something one day, bro. He's gonna break a bone someday. I'm not gonna lie. He'll be careful.
Happy he's not, and I'm happy he's still doing his thing. It was really a special moment for Sting. And yo, ladies and gentlemen, it has to be said, I know we like to clown Chris Jericho a lot these days, and rightfully so, but I don't think anyone can deny that he did put on a masterclass tonight. Not only did he walk to the ring and perform Judas while all the fans sang along, which was a really cool touch and really showed how special and huge this show was, he then turned back the clock and wrestled like his life depended on it against Will Ospreay, who also put on a show for his hometown fans. This night, just top to bottom, was just the best case scenario for AEW. This isn't a review of the show, it's just my thoughts. I know they're kind of all over the place, but I am still in shock at how awesome this show was and how these men and women, they actually pulled it off. There were no bad matches on this card, and for once, the show flowed so well. Usually for AEW shows, I am dead like 2 hours into the show. I don't want to watch anymore. I'm done. I'm overstimulated. Sensory overload. I am dead. I am done. But tonight, nah, like there was just some magic in the air, and what a night it was. It really was a legendary night for pro wrestling, and we needed this. I don't care if your favorite company is this one or the other one. Wrestling is better when there's competition, when there's alternatives, when even the second biggest wrestling company can sell 80,000 seats in a stadium. Think of how insane that is. Now, really think about it before you guys start bickering about, well, this company did this company did that. Think in general how insane it is. How many artists can sell 80,000 tickets in a stadium these days? It's less than 10. But we have 2 wrestling companies that can do it, so appreciate this. Wrestling in 2023 is booming, breaking records, making history, and we're all winning. Because in 2014, if you told anyone that, hey, in a decade, the #2 pro wrestling company would be able to do this, they would slap you. No one would even have believed you 5 years ago. But here we are, so enjoy it. I'm so happy to watch the show live. It's something that will go down in the history books as legendary. Such an awesome show top to bottom, a great main event, a great opener, just everything was quality. AEW really put their best foot forward tonight, and they showed the world that they're a real deal, and the sky is truly the limit. Let me know your thoughts down below. What did you think of the main event? I give it 5 stars. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I think it was pure cinema. Let me know down below. It's your boy Pat, aka Wrestling News. I'll see you guys soon with more content coming soon. Until then.
Okay, that's the vid. So yeah, I'm not gonna be asked that the All In show was pretty great. It was a pretty great show, top to bottom. It was great. It was a great show. I'm not gonna lie, it was great. To have those many attendance, to 81,000 people there, it's impressive. It's wild impressive. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, bro, let me know what you guys think. Is this show like good for you? Like, is this show good for you? You know, Did you like the show? Did you not? I want to know. So yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes. Whoever just checking out, you are.